Did you know every part of the broccoli plant is edible? Well, I don't know about the roots, but most commonly the flower head is harvested, and you can tell when it's ready to be harvested by inspecting the buds. And when they start to turn yellowish, like these ones here, and swell up, that means that they are going to open very soon, and it is time to harvest them. Unless, that is, that you want to eat the flowers themselves, which is perfectly fine to eat the flowers of the broccoli. But when you're harvesting, you can eat the stem, but as you go further down to thicker and thicker parts of the stem, it's more and more likely that it's going to turn very fibrous and not edible at that point. But if you go up a little ways, you can chop that stem, of course, and add it in with the rest of the broccoli for the meal. And as for the leaves, they are pretty much like any other garden green. You could say similar to kale. So I'm going to harvest this and get a pretty full meal from one plant by harvesting, or at least a pretty full vegetable serving for a family of 4, by harvesting the leaves with most of their stem and the broccoli head with a nice chunk of its stem. Because it's the cold season, I'm not expecting this broccoli plant to put on much more flower heads, and so I'm not expecting much, if any, of a second harvest. But I'll let the plant sit here and see what it does, and in the meantime I'm going to harvest a few big nice leaves to boil up with the rest of the flower heads. If you get a whole lot of the stem, it could get fibrous down there on the end in particular. I guess I'll go ahead and cut this one down here. Most of the time when you chop the stem small, it's very, very healthy plant fiber when you chop it up and boil it. On the other hand, when you harvest the leaves, that also subtracts from the broccoli plant's ability to regenerate new flower heads. So don't harvest too many or you won't have much chance at all, but that should be plenty. Now the plant can hopefully regrow some little flower heads to harvest later as well. Let's look at this one for comparison here. You can see the one that I harvested here. Maybe you can see that these buds are all swollen up more. There's more yellowish color on it. It'll start turning yellow when they get closer and closer to opening. So I'm going to leave this one to swell some more with the flower buds before harvesting. And so you see that when you harvest some leaves, in addition to the broccoli head, you get a nice amount of greens from one broccoli plant that will allow you to serve a family of 4, or maybe even more than that, a nice helping of broccoli for dinner. Thanks for watching, and like this video if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and take care.